What would happen if we went in the counterclockwise direction? So now we have the Teflon tape in the counterclockwise direction, which is not the correct direction, right? So as you would start to tighten on your fitting, you see how the Teflon tape starts to unwind and move? So that's what would happen if you wrapped in the counterclockwise direction. The fitting, as it tightens up, will want to unroll your Teflon tape, which you can see would cause a problem trying to get that leak-free connection. So you do need to wrap this around the pipe in a certain direction. So what you do is you take a look at the end of the pipe, so you'll be facing the end of the pipe, and then you would want to wrap this in the clockwise direction. You can take the Teflon tape and kind of contour it to the threads. At the start, you will not pull much until you complete your first wrap, and I do 3 or 4 wraps of tape, and then all you have to do is pull that and just tuck in the extra. The reason you need to wrap a certain direction is this elbow is going to apply pressure on that Teflon tape, and wrapping it in the clockwise direction is going to help to keep the Teflon tape on the threads. But lastly, let's talk about where you should not be using Teflon tape, and here is an example, which can be confusing because technically this is a standard pipe thread, right? So you would be using Teflon tape on this portion of the shutoff valve, but this portion you would not be using Teflon tape. So I know that can be confusing, but the reason is if you look at your water lines, they actually have a seal within them. They have a rubber seal, usually it's cone in shape. So when you tighten this down, you do not need any sealant on the threads themselves because the sealing is actually happening at this interface with the rubber seal pressing down on your threaded connection. So do not place any Teflon tape here. Let the seal do what it's designed for, and then that will result in a leak-free install. Additionally, this is a Delta tub spout adapter. You would turn your tub spout on here. You do not need Teflon tape on these threads because, again, the seal is going to be this back O-ring here. So for the most part, if you find an O-ring or another seal, or in terms of a compression fitting where you're actually going into, let's say, copper pipe, I'll show you there is a ferrule in here, and that is what's going to compress and equal a leak-free connection. So again, no Teflon tape needed on these threads because the compression fitting already has everything it needs. So when you tighten that down, the ferrule will expand and it will equal a leak-free connection.